G'day coppers, welcome back to the bush. Actually, not in the bush today, we're in Ty's carport. And in this video, we're going to be doing a headlight upgrade for the 100 series. How are the headlights in your 100 series, mate?
Well, they're not too bad, but I've been seeing all these LED upgrades and I thought, why not give it a go? You know, see if it makes it any better.
Beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going from the standard halogen lights in the 100 series and doing a full steady upgrade. So that's high beam, low beam and parkers, and we'll be doing a comparison before and after. Ready to get into it, mate?
Let's hook in.
Beautiful, let's get into it. When doing any upgrades, it's great to do a before and after test. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait till it falls dark and we're going to head out into a local road around where Ty lives and we're going to do a before test. We're going to get that on video so we can do a comparison with an after test. So let's go have a look at the before footage. Here's the low beams, and now we'll turn on the high beams and you see what sort of difference they make with a standard halogen setup. So now we've seen how well early 2000s headlight technology works in the LandCruisers, let's start on the upgrade. Okay, so let's check out what comes with the steady kit. Now it comes with a couple of LED indicators and they're just your normal T10 push-in style. Looks to be 50/50 surface mount LEDs on there. And then it comes with the replacement LED globes. Now they're H4 style, and H4 just means the style of socket here. And below that you'll be able to see the connectors. Now the connectors come with a couple of CAN bus interfaces because it's a CAN bus modern car, and the connectors that go into your headlight loom, and there's also a couple of wire ties and a couple of 3M pads to neaten up your wiring. So let's get into the installation. Now LandCruisers, like a lot of four-wheel drives, have a lot of stuff behind the headlights. Now this one's got a battery mounted behind each headlight, so it's actually usually easier to pull the grille out and pull the headlight forward and then replace the globe. So we're going to do that. Firstly, the grille. We'll just pull that out the road, and now we'll pull the headlight out itself. Rightio, give it a bit of a tweak with the screwdriver, show you how to pull it straight forward. Now we just need to disconnect the old wiring loom. Okay, now we've disconnected them all, we can just simply remove the headlight and we'll take this over to the bench and have a look at the upgrade. So these headlights have been on the front of Ty's car for in excess of 15 years now, and they're polycarbonate, so they get crazed and frost over and they don't look fantastic. Now this isn't a video about headlight restoration, we might do that in the future, but while we've got it out and Ty's got a bit of headlight cleaner, we're going to give it a bit of a once over. It certainly can't hurt. So what we're going to do is basically, this is a cutting compound. So it's a very mild abrasive, and we're just going to work our way all over the headlight assembly, and then we're going to buff it off with a clean rag. So we've applied the cutting compound to approximately half of the headlight. Now we'll buff it off. We'll see if it's making any sort of difference. So you can see which part we have done and which part we haven't done. We've done this part and we haven't done this part. This part is the original fade, and this part here has been restored somewhat, though I think it will require a lot more work to get it back to 100% original factory looking. But we'll keep the elbow grease going and see how clear we can get it. We'll see you soon. So we've put a couple of extra minutes into the headlight, and like I say, we weren't going for a complete restoration, we just wanted to give them a bit of a buff up. And this is the result we've achieved. I'm pretty happy with it, Ty seems happy with it, so now we're going to do the installation of the LED lights and pop it back into the car. Rightio, and now for the installation of the actual globes. Firstly, parkers. So we'll rip out the old T10 and we'll put in the new LED. Make sure there's enough tension on there. If there isn't, you might need to pry out the contacts with a screwdriver or something just to make sure there's enough tension on there. And just pop him back in and give him a third of a turn. Beautiful. Now you grab your H4, put that in. And give it a little bit of a turn till it locks in, and then your H3. And there we go, there's our H3. Now, this braided, looks like stainless steel, is actually for heat dissipation from the LED globe. And what they recommend to do is just to try and spread them out as much as possible, so you get the maximum surface area to dissipate the heat in. So, spread them out. And of course they'll squash a little bit when you install them in the car. Beauty. Now she's all done, bar the shouting. We just need to install it back in the vehicle. So let's go and do that. Let's put the headlight back in and put the wiring back together. Firstly, the indicator globe. Then all the rest of the stuff. Now, we'll save you from watching me put the headlight in because, well, if you want to watch it in reverse, just reverse the previous footage and you'll watch me putting the headlight back in instead of taking it out. And we'll show you how it works in a second. Okay, so we've screwed it all back together and we'll get Ty to test it. Ty, can you turn on the Parkers, please? So we've got the Parkers there now for the main headlight beam. Beautiful, and that seems to be working fine. And now finally for the high beam. Well, I must have done something right. Worked first go. That's a bit of a change. Rightio, can we turn them off? No worries. So let's have a look at it from the front of the vehicle. Okay, let there be light. Beautiful. So we're going to wait for a few minutes and we're going to head out in the dark and we're going to do the after comparison. We'll see you there in a second. Here's the low beams with LED lights, and we'll get Ty to switch on the high beams, and there's the high beams. So we'll do a side-by-side comparison so you can compare the two. The low beams, halogen top left, LED bottom right, and now for the high beams. As you can see, a substantial difference. And what's more important than raw output of light is colour temperature and the spread of the light. Now, halogens put out a lot of their energy into the infrared spectrum and the ultraviolet spectrum, as you can see in the graph up here, but we can't even see in that spectrum. So all that energy is wasted, whereas LEDs concentrate their light in a more narrow spectrum, and that's more useful for us because we can actually see within that colour spectrum. But not only that, halogen lights tend to be yellower. They're down around about 3200 Kelvin, that's their colour temperature, whereas LEDs are usually around about 5500 or 6000 Kelvin. Now our eyes have developed or evolved, sorry creationists, to be the most sensitive around about 5500 Kelvin, which is normally around daylight temperatures. So you need less energy at LED lighting colour temperature than you do at halogen lighting colour temperature to see the same distance. Less energy with LED equals more energy with halogen. They're more efficient and you get to see further down the road. And that's why LEDs are superior to halogen technology. Now guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give it the old thumbs up. If you didn't, by all means, give it a thumbs down twice. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next one. Now we know how far 90s technology, was it 1990 your car?
2006, mate.